Hello, my fellow donuts, and welcome back to 9 Hours, 9 Persons, 9 Doors. We are at the library, and I believe this is a last area for true path. I mean, the path which leads to true ending. So, but I believe there are a lot to do in this area, and probably a lot of speaking again. So I don't know, probably we will not be able to finish this game today, but I hope that at least we will be done the next time, because I really want to go to the Virtue's Last Reward. Not because I don't like this game, this game is awesome, but I already played it, it's fine, and I just want something new. And well, I already know that there's a third game in series coming out pretty soon, and I want to play that too. Okay. What are we? Do we have some files? Teleportation, telepathy. Mother, what is all these things? I don't. Yeah. Can we just go back? Sorry about that, it's cold in my room, and well, I guess I'm getting a little... Something hidden? Oh, wow. Cool. Okay, let me just look around, because it doesn't seem like I'm getting what I need to be. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, that's strange. I believe I turned around and then saved, because that's the screen we were supposed to start from in this room, I guess. Okay. What's the deal with these titles? They're all just gibberish. Hey, what if we, like, switch them around? Switch them around? Yeah. They move them around, maybe they will spell something. Oh, I get it. Yeah. Heck, it's worth a shot. Wait, no. So it should be like this. Open here, find bulb. I actually already found... No? How about this? Oh, another one. Cool. Piece of cake. Hooray! You did it, Junpei. No, what? Please. I guess that turned out well enough. So the letters from the title spell out Open here, find bulb. Yeah, seems like it. Can you get it? Oh, I had to press right on this thing. Okay. Looks like it's a children's story about Native Americans. Didn't I like already pick it up? No? Maybe you ought to hold on to it. Strange. I kind of thought I checked out this thing. This one has some Native Americans on the cover. Hey Jimpy, take a look at this one. Native Americans, huh? Maybe it's got some... Whoa! Am I supposed to align it somehow? LRK? Is that what you want me? This one's them pop-up books? Yeah, you have something against it? That doesn't mean anything, does it? Well, you could make them KRL and like curl or Carl. Carl! Okay. Okay, oh, whatever. Okay, I have no idea why and how. There's a baseball on this one. Come on, Jimpy, let's see what's in it. Yeah. Head? This is a pop-up book. It's got the letters head. Okay. So, turn right again. Check the top left. Top left. This one. And then bottom right section. Well, there was like... Okay. That's... We already got it. Okay. Okay. Now go left. Again. Down the stairs. Okay. Now we have to check out the bottom left shelf. Bottom left. Is this? Or maybe this? I mean, you can't see my mouse, unfortunately. Wow. Oh my god, that cat. She tried to jump but she failed. And this is amazing. I mean, cats are known to, you know, jump well. But it's so funny when they fail at this. Dead kind. Dead kind? Wasn't that a German mathemat... Oh. Never heard of it, actually. Of him, I guess. Owen isn't enough to go on. Perhaps it's about the English Revolutionary? Leibniz? This book is in German. Looks like it's the complete works of something. Have never heard of it. Well, a snake doesn't know what it is. I don't think we'll ever know. Sheldrake? Sheldrake. Isn't Sheldrake? So what is it? Okay. Then turn right. And we should check out the left. This? Hey, there's another one. Those picture books here. Something about these things feels kinda nice, you know. Brings back good memories. Guess even people like Seven were kids once. No shit, you little brat. Hey guys, cool it. Alright, I think I'm gonna take this picture book with me. Yeah. Better check it out. So what's inside? Well, aren't you going to open it? Pretty sure it's just gonna have pages inside. It's matter. Whoa. Huh? Looks like another. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. What is this thing? Wait, not right now, I guess. Oh, okay. It's pretty big, but there's only 6 books on it. That seems kinda weird. Hey, it looks like there's something on the bottom. Can't really see it though. Okay, the lock. The code is the order of books right behind it. Order? I have no idea. Oh. Pfft. Okay. Sorry about that. So, from where? From bottom to... Oh, okay. So it's 6, 3, 2, 4. Damn, gone the wrong way, but whatever. 2, 4, 1, and 5. Bingo. You did it, Jumpy. Yay! I don't know why, but I don't really feel particularly happy about being praised for that. Why not? Whatever. At least the lock's open now. Let's see if we can get it open, alright? Alright. We probably can. There's another light bulb. Is that all what we came here for? Okay. Wait. Did we press place bulbs there before? Because can you see something? I don't really. This is a little weird. Okay, I put the bulb up. So you can sort of see the letters. It's too dark in there to really tell though. Well, that probably means our light isn't bright enough. Oh wait. Should I change them? Okay, there were those bulbs before. Okay. Kinda thought we already placed them. Shelled Rake 5. Whatever it means. Awesome, it worked. Way to go, Jumpy. Good job, buddy. There's something projecting on the bottom. These letters, they seem familiar. Really? They don't really tell me anything. Sheldrake 5. Or... wait, was it? Oh! It was, actually. There was like... shelf with 4 stacks of books, and one of them was filled with Sheldrake books. I think I saw the rest of this collection somewhere. Yeah, I think it was somewhere around here. Let's go take a look. Okay. Yeah. Go there. Wait, what? Have you heard of him? Sheldrake, I mean. Junpei grinned. Why? Because I never actually. Yeah. Oh, really? I should shut up then. Oh, that stuff? Okay. Yeah, I remember. There's a British biochemist named Sheldrake. He had a rather interesting theory. The theory of morphogenetic fields, which relies on the theory of morphic resonance. Really? From Lotus, huh? Well, Clover also said something to me about that stuff. She did? Yeah, what was it? The ability to access a morphogenetic field is affected by a couple of things. The first is epiphany, and the other is danger. That girl. I told her not to tell anyone. You did? Why? Junpei's eyes narrowed. Look, man, I didn't push it 'cause we are in a hurry, but I'm kinda sick of this. How about you just tell me, okay? Tell you what? Don't give me that. About the experiment. Snake's shoulders slumped and he shook his head slowly. He'd finally given up. Very well, fine. I'll tell you everything. But not here. Let's move to the top floor. Do we really need? With that, they climbed the stairs to the top floor. For what reason? They don't, have all the time in the world. They have less than an hour. Snake was silent for a moment after they arrived, then finally crossed his arms and spoke. I suppose I might as well start by telling you why I kept quiet and why I made sure Clover did as well. To be honest, the explanation is quite simple. Zero told me not to. I had little choice. He didn't walk up and tell me, of course. He gave me a message engraved on a card. Snake reached into his sleeve and pulled out a small, stiff piece of paper. How can I actually believe you? I can't read that stuff. It looked a good deal like the one he'd shown everyone on the central staircase. So you had 2 cards? No. Only one. Huh? What do you mean? I thought that card just had some rules for the Nonary game on it. Yes, it did. And those were the rules I read you. However, they were not the only thing on the card. There was something I didn't read. Well, perhaps I should say there was something I couldn't read. And that was? Tell no one of the events that took place 9 years ago. Tell, and I activate your sister's detonator. Oh. Well, Snake nodded. Well, what about Clover? Did she get a message from Zero too? I don't believe she did. But doesn't it strike you as strange that Zero would shut my mouth, but not hers? Yeah, that does seem a little weird. To be on the safe side, however, I told her it was best not to tell anyone. Still, apparently she told you. What's wrong with her telling me? I figured some stuff out with the things she told me. I mean, it looks like the whole activate her detonator thing was just a bluff. She's prancing around downstairs, happy as a clam now that you are back. Snake glanced down at Clover and Seven examining one of the bookshelves. That's very true. I have decided I can trust you. I have decided to tell you the truth. The chance that Santa zero is very high. I feel I can assume Santa doesn't have the time to observe us at the moment. And at any rate, even if we were, I very much doubt he would kill us. Why not? Clover told me about the four-leaf clover above the words. If he knew about that, then he... sorry about that. He was in my group during the first experiment. I'm sure of it. He wouldn't kill us, no matter what the situation was. Snake paused and cocked his head, as though he was listening to something very far away. His face looked dark, as though something was weighing on him. Hey, Snake. Jumpy wasn't quite sure what to say. Snake turned and looked at him. Yes, I know. You want to know what happened during the experiment. Yeah. How much do you know? Jumpy relayed to Snake everything Clover had told him. How long are you guys gonna continue speaking? The morphogenetic field and the experiments 9 years prior that had dealt with it. How the experiment had taken place simultaneously at two locations, one being the ship and the other being a building in Nevada. How they played the Nonary game. He told him everything, and finally he told him how a girl had died during the experiment. Oh, she told you all that, did she? Snake looked down, his face was tight. A slight tremor shook his body and he tried to hide it. He was putting on a good front, but even Jumpy could tell that he was holding back something deep and powerful. He made as if to brush something from his face and looked up at Jumpy. At any rate, I now know how much you have learned. All that remains for us to determine is who did this and why, right? Yes. Can you tell me what happened? Snake nodded slowly. The people who organized the initial experiment were from a company called Cradle Pharmaceutical. There were 4 of them running the show. Gentaro Honjo, Nagisa Hijisaki, Teruaki Kubota, Kagechika Musachido. Hongo was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hijisaki was his right-hand man and did the lion's share of the planning. Kubota led the company's research and development division. He looks like the guy who died first in this game. Kinda. Misashido was their majority stockholder. It was these 4 people who planned the initial experiment. Let me simplify it for you. Hongo designed it and Hijisaki put it all together. Kubota developed the technology required and Musa Shido provided the cash. So it's Hongo, Hijisaki, Kubota, Misashido, damn it. Jumpy couldn't shake the sense that he had heard those 4 names somewhere before. Of course, more than 4 people were required to conduct an experiment of this scale. To that end, they organized a top-secret team to assist them with their research. All in all, they gathered 10 people or so. Those 10 completed their team, and they were able to begin the project. They named it the Nonary Project. The purpose of the experiment was to research the prospect of controlling a human mind through sheer will. The vessel, I suppose you could say, was... you could say, for this control, was the morphogenetic field. Why did the glycerine suddenly begin to crystallize? Why did the crystal structure of EDT undergo sudden change? Why did the rats improve their puzzle-solving skills with each generation? Experiments with humans produced the same results. The more people who knew the answer to a question, the more people there were who could answer correctly without having seen the problem before. Why? How? The answer is that the shape of the answer has been restored in a field invisible to the naked eye. And through that field, the resonant event transmits information related to that answer. That's essentially the idea behind morphogenetic fields. This actually pretty much explains how I undergone like 99% of my class tests in my school days. But that's just a theory. Can't bring yourself to believe it? Not really. Let's say someone killed another person because the devil told him to do it. Whether the devil exists or not has no relevance to the murderer. They believe the devil exists. Whether or not he does is immaterial. So what matters here is that Hango believed in the morphogenetic field. Snake nodded. But I still don't get it. You said that you wanted to figure out how to control people, right? That is what you were saying. Yes. So how were they going to do that with the morphogenetic field? I'll keep it simple. Let's suppose 10,000 people have solved a certain problem. The chance of you knowing that answer, even if no one has told you, will go up. Let's have another example, shall we? Say, million people were to do a handstand right now. Tomorrow the chances of you doing the handstand would be higher even if you had heard nothing of this hypothetical mass handstanding. Mankind's thought process and actions are all part of resonant event. All of resonant events encoded in the fields are projected onto you. Of course, this assumes you believe in this theory. Do you follow so far? Yeah. But let's say, hypothetically, that there was a person who had the same effects as those millions of people. What would happen? If that one person were to do a handstand, other people would find themselves wanting to do a handstand as well. Can you imagine what a person with powers like that would be able to do? Come on, there is no way. I'm not done. Imagine another scenario, imagine another person. This is an ordinary person. Let's say he does a handstand. What if there was someone who could grab the resonant event he created by doing that and use it to make other people do handstands? What would happen then? A person who has the power to write to the field and someone who can read from the same. You could think of them as the writer and the reader, or the transmitter and the receiver. What would the world be like if there were people with abilities like this? Jumpy thought about it for a moment. So the transmitter's resonant event can be transmitted through the field and sent to the receiver. And then the transmitter can control the receiver however they wish. That's what you're saying, right? Yes, close enough at least. Come on, that's just crazy. Well, if you want to prove that, then you'll have to test it first. At least that was how they thought. That was why they decided to do their experiment. That was how the Nonary project began. Snake suddenly looked very serious. Jumpy, have you ever heard of the Ganzfeld experiment? Yeah, that was an experiment in telepathy, right? They put a pair of subjects in separate rooms. Then they'd show one of them a picture and ask the other one what they saw. Interesting, I'm impressed. Yes, that is exactly correct. So, why do you bring up the Ganzfeld experiment? It was used to screen subjects for the Nonary game project, I mean. The hospital in the remote town was affiliated with Cradle Pharmaceutical. Hango used it to conduct experiments on visiting children in secret. Some of them he found had potential. He began to gather children that showed promise, children that seemed as though they might be able to access the field. Of course, none of them volunteered. They were kidnapped. His face barely moved as he spoke. There were 9 pairs of siblings taken for 18 children total. For reasons that were not fully understood at the time, each pair had one transmitter and one receiver. They were split perfectly. As such, the 18 children were split into 2 groups of 9. The children who were put in Group Q were the ones who excelled at transmitting. They were transferred to the mock experiment building known as Building Q in Nevada Desert. The children who excelled at receiving were put in Group A. The members of Group A were placed on the former hospital ship Gigantic. From the experiments he had conducted so far, Hango had learned the following. There are 2 things that can increase one's resonance with the fields. The first is epiphany, the other is danger. Have you ever been faced with an especially difficult problem and thought about it very long and very hard until finally an answer suddenly appeared in your mind? It may seem obvious to say so, but that is what is meant by epiphany. The information obtained through that epiphany can be easily transmitted through the fields where it can be easily interpreted. Adding danger to that equation allows for even easier field access. Therefore, Hango set up a number of puzzles across the Gigantic. The participants had to solve each puzzle before they could move to the next room. Of course, he hadn't forgotten to include danger. More specifically, he had detonated a bomb on the hull of Gigantic. The children in Group A were forced to play the Nonary game as the ship sank. By forcing the children into a life or death situation, Hango hoped to increase the likelihood of their tapping into the fields. The children from Group Q, on the other hand, were confined to the mock experiment Building Q. Building Q duplicated the interior and the puzzles of the Gigantic exactly. Hango explained the situation to the children in Group Q. Solve the puzzles you find through the other rooms. When you solve them, transmit that information to the children in Group A. If you succeed, they will be able to solve the puzzles and escape. But if you fail, then the Gigantic will sink and your brothers and sisters will drown. Do you know why the astronauts of Apollo 13 were able to return to Earth safely? It was because NASA had access to a replica of the Apollo 13 capsule. All of the equipment, the instruments, everything, all of it identical. NASA was able to replicate the situation the astronauts were facing. By putting themselves in the same situation, they attempted to solve the problems they knew the astronauts were experiencing. Once they had found solutions, they reported their findings to the men aboard the actual capsule. That was how they were able to return safely. Wow. I didn't hear about that. Actually, yeah, I know nothing about it. I didn't even watch the movie, but I kind of want to because I'm interested in everything regarding the space stuff. It was the same with Gigantic and Building Q. The children from Group Q had to use the power of epiphany to solve the puzzles they found and transmit that what they learned through the fields. The children in Group A, however, had to access the fields to learn how they might advance to the next stage. That is the simplest explanation I can manage. There are actually a lot of words saying the same things, which is a little annoying. Snake sounded defeated. His half-hearted attempt at derision served only to show how much the story had affected him. Just as Jumpy was about to speak. "Hey, Jumpy, Snake, how much longer are you two gonna sit around on those bony asses? Get down here already." "Yeah, makes sense. Go do some job, assholes." "He's right, let's go, shall we? We don't have much time. We need to get out of here and soon." "There's one more thing I want to ask you. Are you sure that there were 18 kids?" "Why?" "Well, I thought it was only 16. "Oh, yes, that was what they said on the news, wasn't it?" "Yes, I have no doubt that 18 children were abducted and used in Hongo's experiment. After all, you couldn't exactly play a nonary game with any less, could you?" "Well, yeah, but..." "Are you saying that the news got it wrong?" "Yes, I am. There were 2 more children. However, they had no relatives that I'm aware of. I imagine no one filed the police report when they went missing. They were brother and sister like Clover and I. The brother's name was Aoi. The sister's name was... Her name was... Snake couldn't seem to bring himself to continue. It looked as if what he was about to say brought him great pain. Her name was Akane. That was the girl who died. Jumpy felt as if he had been punched in the stomach. His vision went blurry and his head felt light. He couldn't think straight. Everything was blank. Had Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago? If she had, then who was June? No, that was impossible. It couldn't be true. Akane wasn't an uncommon name. If Snake had known her last name, then that would have been a different matter entirely. So they shared a name. There were many other people who did as well. It meant nothing. It was a different person. Of course it was a different person. It had to be. Jumpy shook his head hard and pulled himself back to reality. "Is something wrong, Jumpy? Your breathing sounds strange." And Snake had noticed. Jumpy cleared his throat and tried to act calm. "Oh, no, it's nothing, I'm fine. Let's get back down there, alright?" He told himself he knew the answer already, but he couldn't bring himself to ask what the girl's last name had been. With every step he took, the cold hard sound of feet against metal dug at his heart. I don't have any other... Okay. What was it? Nah, not this one. This is what the shadow picture was pointing to. But didn't it say 5 at the end of the shadow picture? Yes, I think we need to find the 5th volume. Aha! You could just try and get the hell... get all books off the shelf. That would be easier, you know. Oh wow. Cool. What was that sound? It sounded like something really big was moving. It came from the top floor. Alright, let's go check it out. Okay, I guess you guys missed it. But it looked really cool. $13, $14, $10, and $13 again. I bet the letters you type in on the keyboard will show up here. Well, I bet you have gotta type something on that keyboard. Yeah, but you can only enter letters. And it looks like you only need 4 letters. You can enter whatever. Yeah, I already know how to, do things here. Okay. This is actually very easy. Dead. Whoa there, don't get too excited. The password was dead, remember? Just makes me think whatever waiting for us isn't good. So what? Jeez, you're such an old lady. We can't be worrying about stuff like that. I mean, come on, we got it to unlock, didn't we? Let's go, hurry up. Whatever. Okay, wait a second. Oh, only the right door opened, so let's go. The door opened, I mean. And Jimpy and the others slipped through it. But no sooner had they done it than the clank of metal rang out behind them. They spun around. The door they'd just come through had slammed shut. Jimpy grabbed hold of it with both hands and pulled with all his strength. It's locked. Looks like it locks automatically. Is there any other way out? Someone should have stayed outside of the room, and enter that code anytime. Oh well. There's a card reader next to it. It's got a red light on it, though, so I'm pretty sure it's locked too. But there is a card reader, right? Yep. Then perhaps if we find a key card, we could open the door and leave. Well, yeah, that might work, but... Hey, wait a minute. Are you saying we are gonna have to search through this room for one little card? Oh man. They took a second look at the room they found themselves in. It was filled with piles upon piles of all manner of things. The only word that could describe it was chaotic. It was like a tornado had passed through, followed by a giant who had picked up and shaken the entire room a few times. Jimpy's heart fell. Clover and Seven looked as though they were about to cry. Well, we can't sit down and wait to die, if that's what you would prefer. I rather doubt that, however, so it would be wise to start looking. We haven't much time. Let's find that key card. Oh, and the Neptune key as well. We won't be able to get through the hallway without it. Alright then, let's begin. At least this time there were there was not much talking. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I've seen this before. You got the nautical table from the study. We are in the study apparently. So, okay, there are some paths. We should remember that. This monitor is part of this machine. It's really dim though. It's got a map of the world in it, but I can barely see. There's a panel. There's a wheel over here. That should work like a steering wheel. Steering? No, I'm too poor for that. Stealing? Wait, what? That might solve my money problems, but I'd rather not. Alright. You were in the chart room, weren't you? There was a puzzle like this in the wheelhouse. I can figure out how this one works just by looking at that compass. I figure this thing will work just like that other one. The other one? The important part is this nautical table we just found. I think I just have to match up the directions on the compass with the lines on the nautical table. I used the steering wheel on the wheelhouse, but this time I think I'm gonna use the wheel attached to the side here. Okay then, show me. Now, of course. Maybe I ought to run through the instructions. This looks like it probably works the same way the steering wheel in the wheelhouse did. If I just touch the direction I want it to turn to, the compass will turn that direction. And I just gotta press stop. And the compass is pointing where I want it to. I'm betting something will happen if I can do it right. Alright, let's do this. What do you mean? Oh. Okay, so south. Then west. Then southeast. Southeast. Then northeast. I don't know, I'm changing directions, but I'm not sure if you really have to do this. Okay, east. Yeah, I'm actually making like almost a full circle, but just in case, because I don't really know if I have to change directions. North. And east. Bingo. Yay, you did it, Jumpy. Good boy. Who's a good boy? I'm not a dog, you know. Hey, we don't have time for screwing around right now. Check out the right side of the monitor. Just kind of slid open and something came out. Oh yeah. I heard a noise too. You know that big box in the hall by the exit? I think it made a noise. Like something unlocking, you know? Helm emblem. There's something written on these pieces of paper. Looks like we have got 3 sheets in the stack. Damn it. We should go to the file. Wow, that's a lot. Why it's still new? Didn't I? Oh, I didn't press search. Okay. Morse code. Oh my god. Is this a coffin? Is Alice inside it? Coffin. Oh man, that's that 7th thing? Yeah, he's all pale. He's thinking the same thing I am. No way. Could this be? I'm sorry, but what's going on? It's a coffin. I wonder if there's a vampire in it. Well, the previous one contained Snake, so I don't think. Right, I guess Clover and Snake don't know the story. Man, I can't bring myself to tell them. Well, at any rate, let's have a look around. Around? Or at the coffin? All eyes. Ah, the 2 machines. Holy shit. Man, this is serious. Oh well, let's open it, shall we? Clover, if you could give me a hand. Okay, got it. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's locked. Alice steps in the small chamber past the forest of knowledge beneath the navel of the gigantic. Is that actually true? Well, who knows? But maybe we will never find out. Well, the coffin isn't here. But... what is this? Morse code? What is this? Oh, wait a minute. I saw something like this when I figured out that Morse code puzzle back in the communication office. Morse code? Yeah. The dots on here look like dits for Morse code. There's 2 dots on the first line for, and then, yeah. Instructions? Really? So we need 3 letters apparently, and we can look up for any letters here, which is actually very helpful. Thank you very much, game. And we need the word eyes. Okay. Oh, all letters are on one page. Okay. That sound though. Like I was playing some NES game. How did you know? All I had to do was listen to the sounds that machine made. After that, it was a trivial matter to decode them. Yes. I believe I heard a noise from somewhere on the right of the device after you solved the puzzle. It sounded rather like something sliding open. Do you see anything that could have made that noise? I have no idea. Oh right, don't forget to get the emblem here. That's what we are for here in this room, I believe. Pretty much. There's something on the screen now. What's this? There are 15 cells here with numbers and letters in them. Let me see that. Oh, I see. So whenever you touch a cell, the ones next to it turn on or... Oh, on or off. Okay. You just gotta use that to make the all cells on the right and bottom green. Hey Jimpy, I found this piece of paper under that thing. You wanna take a look at this? Do you think this might have something to do with this puzzle? Thanks. Oh. I don't get it. I thought that I just have to highlight them, that's all it's gonna be done. No? Well, of course it's not gonna be that easy, right? Well, maybe if I press it randomly, one day it will work. Or not. I don't get it. Okay. Let me check something out just so I could be faster with solving that. Okay, so let's reset this. Sorry about that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everything is out. Okay. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. You're so smart. You seem to have done an excellent job and solved the puzzle. Of course, guys, don't worry. I didn't do it myself. I looked it up. And it's not hard just by reading the walkthrough. So, yeah. Just what I would have expected of you, Jumpy. Hey, come on, you're embarrassing me. Whoa, whoa. Don't get cocky, kid. We don't got time for that. Look at this. Check out the right edge of the control panel. The lid slid open, something came out. Oh, one of the emblems. Thank you. Thank you very much. Cross emblem. Oh, there is another computer. The keyboard. Let's just tap a few keys. See if we can wake this thing up. Damn, no dice. Oh, hello there. Of course. Why didn't I think about this? Waffle pattern. Okay. So first, I need to use Helm Emblem. Wait, didn't I like use it? Wow. Well, now we've got something on the monitored list. What's that? Looks like some kind of puzzle again. Wonder if these are the rules. Here, I'll read them out to you. When you touch a numbered area, that area will be selected, and it will turn blue. To indicate this, touching a numbered ball after selecting an area will cause that ball to be moved to that area. However, you cannot move the red balls. You can only move 3 to 5 balls into a single area. Press the check button once you have moved all the balls except for the red ones, which you cannot move. Yeah, okay. The digital root of the balls in an area must match the number for that area. That's it. I still don't really get it. Well, I kinda get it, so... Wait, can we go back? No? One, 2, 3, 4, 8. What am I doing wrong? What? Did I do it wrong on the first one? I thought I did the same thing. Okay. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Okay, so we did it. Wait, there are actually like 4 indentations, but I have only 3 emblems with me. So I'm a little confused. Okay, the next one is cross. Is it gonna be the same puzzle? Ooh. What's the point of those red things? I mean, you just don't even think about them, and that's all. Okay, so to the 1 goes 2, 3, and 5. And here goes 6, 4, 6, 7, 8. Makes sense. That's awesome, Jumpy. There's only 2 left now. You can do it. What do you mean 2 left? I don't have more than 1 emblem left, so... Damn, this puzzle looks a lot like the last one. Okay, just bring it on. I can do that. But now it's gonna be a little more difficult because the numbers, the digital roots we will gonna find are the same. So this time it will be 4, 5, 7. And I believe the rest goes here. Excellent work, Jumpy. You've only got 1 left. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Okay. Actually, we actually have to find 1 more. Oh. It seems somehow majestically we can open the coffin now? Strange. Okay, Jumpy, you can do this. It's just a box. It's just a box. Oh, holy shit, this is a coffin. There is gonna be something horrible in there. I just know it. Okay, deep breaths. Here we go. I'm really curious. Will there be Alice? Oh. This is disappointing. Oh man, there's nobody in there. Shit, can't believe I was scared of something like that. What do you mean nobody? Were you expecting someone to be in there? It's a long story. Ask Jumpy about it sometime. Well, just like 7 said, there's nobody in there. There's something in there though. Well, 2 somethings actually. Is that it? Wait. Oh, a key, an emblem. Neptune key, yes, we finally found it. Now we can get through the hallway. That's correct, Clover. But we do need to get out of this room first, you know. Yeah, I know. Okay, let's get the hell out of here as quickly as possible. I don't have any objections to that. I don't think we'll use the Neptune key in this room. It's really important though, so I'll keep it. Yeah. Wait, whites? Okay, whatever. Yeah, wait, just wait for this. Oh, okay. Actually, I just thought that I missed something, but it seems like that I didn't. No lie. Oh, okay. Eight and 9. So it will be... Huh? Strange. It seems that I don't have to put anything in here, only on 8. So it will be pretty much all the numbers on the here. How strange. Where did that noise come from? Underneath the keyboard? Way to go, Jumpy. You answered all the questions. Damn, Jumpy, good job. Hey, did you hear something just now? Yes, I heard that as well. From the bottom left corner of the desk, I believe. A picture? In a drawer was a single picture. He picked it up. It was a photograph of a man. This is inside the ship, isn't it? Come on, this man in the middle, he looks just exactly the first guy who died in this game. It was him, right? Involuntarily, Jumpy's eyebrows shot up. He'd seen 3 of them before. On the right was a man with a mustache. The same man they'd found murdered in the captain's quarters. Oh. Really? I kinda didn't. So the similarities, but oh well. Oh, I mean, he looks different, come on. He'd been wearing the 0 bracelet when they found him. Second from the left was a man wearing glasses and doctor's coat. He was the 9th man, the one who'd worn bracelet number 9. He had gone into door 5 alone and met an unpleasant end. Finally, the man on the very left, the man in the pinstripe suit. Ace? Wow, he looks even better here. Yeah, I guess it is. No doubt about it. 7 and Clover had come to peer open Jumpy's shoulders. Over, probably not open. But what did it mean? What was Ace doing in the picture? Perhaps more importantly, why were the 9th man and Cap in it as well? As Jumpy looked closer, he noticed the expression of each man's face. Their smile suggested that they were close and, at least to some degree. But why? How? Come on, they look like those 4 people actually working on the Nonary project. Snake's voice broke into Jumpy's thoughts. You say Ace is in that picture? Yeah. It doesn't look like it was taken recently though. Ace, the 9th man, and Cap all look about 10 years younger. Oh, so 9th man and the man you found murdered in the captain's quarters are also in the picture? Yeah. Is there anyone else? Or are there only 3 people in the picture? I'm afraid I can't see it. No, there's only one. There's one more guy. He's got kinda long hair. He looks smart but a little cold. He's the only one I don't recognize. What's the date on the photograph? It doesn't have one. Did you look on the back? The back? What the hell is the back of the picture? I have no idea what it is. Huh. Praying for the success of the Nonary project with Higisaki, Kuboro, and Musashido. Nonary project. Nijinsaki, Kubota, Musashido. Jumpy immediately flipped the picture back over. That meant that the 4 men in the picture had run the Nonary game 9 years ago. Hango had not been mentioned on the back, which Jumpy felt meant he had written those words himself. But what surprised Jumpy was not this revelation, but the fact that it felt nothing like a revelation. It felt obvious that their true identities did not come as surprise, was what Jumpy found most surprising. Why then? Why wasn't he surprised? Jumpy had just discovered that Ace had run the Nonary project, but I'm actually super surprised because I kind of found Ace a pretty nice guy. He felt no spark of excitement or surprise, nothing. It was almost as if he'd already known. Of course. I understand now. Jumpy looked over at Snake. In his own confusion, he had missed the dark look on the other man's face. Ace was the CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. He was the one who invented the game 9 years ago. He was Gentaro Hungo. Ace is Hungo? Even as he asked, Jumpy felt as though he'd already known. It was as if someone had whispered into his head that yes, of course, Ace was Hungo. I had my suspicions from the beginning. Their voices were familiar, too familiar to be a coincidence. I could never forget his voice. It was the voice of the devil. I couldn't be sure though. After all, I had no way to check. Certainly couldn't ask him. Even if I had known, however, I would never have told you. Zero made it quite clear that what would have happened if I did. Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Huh? I didn't know that Ace was Hungo. Oh yes, I suppose you wouldn't have. 9 years ago you were in Building Q in Nevada. But Hungo was in the Gigantic with us. I know. That's why I didn't know what Hungo looked like. But why? Why didn't you tell me? I mean, I'm your sister, right? You could have told me. I'm sorry. I apologize for keeping this from you. But if I told you, Clover, you would have told everyone else. And if you did, then I would have been forced to tell them about what happened 9 years ago. I had to prevent that. You think I could borrow that picture for a second? He had no reason to say no, so Jumpy handed the picture over. Seven stared at picture and began to matter the 4 names of the project leaders over and over to himself. Hungo, Kuboro, Hijisaki, Musashido. His brow was furrowed and his face was flushed. He chanted their names to himself, pacing back and forth across the floor. What are you doing, man? Trying to remember them or something? Seven shouldn't have known their names. After all, he hadn't been there when Jumpy and Snake had spoken of them in the library. But as Jumpy watched him pace, it was clear that he did know them. Hey, Seven, do you? Shut it, just be quiet. His eyes were red, and Jumpy could see sweat beginning to bead on his forehead. I'm this close to remembering, this close. He was sweating heavily now, but his lips were dry. Hungo, Kuboro, Hijisaki, Musashido, Cradle Pharmaceutical, Nonary Project. Then he stopped. Seven set down the picture and looked at the red light near his feet. His eyes narrowed. Then suddenly his eyes went wide, and he shut up straight. Shit. What? What's wrong? Holy shit. This is nuts. What's nuts? I remember. Remember what? Everything. Everything? Yeah, I remember all of it. My memory's back. I remember what happened before I got snatched. Come on, tell us. Let me tell you what happened. Like Snake said, Ace is Hango. From the right, the other three are Musashido, Hijisaki, and Kubota. Musashido was the man with the cash. Hijisaki was Hango's right-hand man, and Kubota developed the actual technical details of experiments. Realization began to dawn on Junpei. How do you know all this? Come on, man, I told you. I finally got my memory back. No, that's not what I mean. I'm trying to ask you why you knew all this stuff in the first place before you forgot it. You really want to know? Of course. Me too. This is gonna take a while. Hell, it will probably take me a good 3 days to tell you everything. Well, we don't have 3 days. Just give us the short version, alright? Short version. Huh. Alright, fine. I'll give it a shot. No promises, though. Yeah, just please try. I don't want to stay here all night. Wait, he's already saying that? I can't even check the previous lines. Okay. That was why on that fateful day he'd gone with his god and gone to the wharf at night of a slim lead, I mean. It was 9 years ago. So he was a detective, right? The wharf had been dark and cold and foreboding. At the time, he'd been investigating a spate of kidnappings, all of them children. They'd all had one thing in common, a history of visits to one particular hospital. The hospital had been under the management of Cradle Pharmaceutical. Seven's investigation had turned up evidence that Cradle had been involved in kidnappings. After a little persuasion, he'd managed to finally get a real lead from someone inside Cradle Pharmaceutical. They told him that night, a ship was set to take the children from where they were being held to a large passenger liner docked offshore. Seven had, of course, gone to the wharf. Hidden in the shadows, he'd searched the harbor until at last he found the ship he was looking for. Wow. He looks handsome in this picture. Pretty much like nothing like he looks right now. Oh wait, so it was 9 years ago, right? Okay. There were a number of human shapes moving near the ship. They were men in black suits. Many of them were carrying large bags. The bags. There was something about the way they moved as they were carried. There could be no mistake. There were human beings in those bags. He had moved before he even realized he was going to. Out of the shadows he came, his gun already in his hand. He heard the words, "Don't move." They weren't his. He felt metal touch the back of his head. "Drop your gun," came the cold voice from behind him. "I could kill you right now. It would mean nothing at all. I need only tie an anchor to your feet, and I doubt anyone will see you for perhaps a week or so. Is that what you'd like? The fish here would be thankful for the meal." With the words, he felt the cold metal thing behind him press against his skull. Slowly, Seven crouched down and laid his gun to the ground. Then suddenly he felt a sharp pain in his neck. A needle. Was it some sort of drug? As he was thinking about that, Seven felt his face hit the cold concrete beneath him. He could feel the chill of it seeping through into him. Damn it. Shit, my head hurts. Seven woke to find himself lying on the hard floor. He twisted his neck to peer around the room. Where am I? There was a small, shabby bed and dirty sink. A toilet with no stall or privacy of any sort. As a cop, it was a place Seven had seen all too often. I'm in a cell, huh? Opposite the toilet was a door set into the wall. Seven struggled to his feet and nobbled toward it. He gave the door a good shove, then another, then tried pulling it. Can we just proceed faster with this? His eyes shut open. Huh? As he listened, he could pick out several different distinct voices. There were at least 5 or 6, possibly more. Where were the voices coming from? He looked around the room frantically. Perhaps the door? No, that wasn't it. Was it coming from the left? Was it coming from under the bed? There was a hole for ventilation in the wall where the bed had been, covered with a metal grate. Okay. He couldn't see anything, it was too dark. Now that he'd found it, however, there could be no doubt. This was the source of the voices. Oh my god. Cat failed jumping again. Then he remembered what the man from Cradle Pharmaceutical had told him. Nola. No. How a ship would take the kidnapped children from the wharf to a waiting passenger liner out in the ocean. Was Seven on that passenger liner? It didn't matter. What mattered was that he find a way to the children. Seven looked at the metal grate. Could he fit through that hole? He stuck his fingers through the grate and grabbed hold of it. Yeah, how'd you like that, you son of a bitch? Yeah, I'm taking my words back about his appearance. Okay. That face. That satisfied face. The first section of the duct was small. Okay. Just climb there and proceed with the story already. Warning, emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. What the hell does it... Automatic incineration will take place in 18 minutes. Please evacuate the incinerator immediately. Repeat. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. The voice wasn't harsh, but something about the calm with which it spoke made it even more terrifying. Seven wasn't sure what it meant, but incinerator certainly didn't sound good. Then, almost as if to confirm his suspicions, he heard a chorus of young voices. "No! Help me!" Many of the voices were simply screaming in terror, mixing with one another to create a single horrifying howl. God damn it! What the hell is going on here? Seven began to crawl along the duct as fast as his arms and legs would carry him. The noise he made was tremendous, but he was long past caring. A few moments later, a metal door appeared on the left side of the duct. Seven could hear the screams of the children from the other side of it. This was it. He grabbed hold of the handle and threw the door open. The old metal gave way easily before his onslaught. What the hell is this place? The room he was looking out into had a dome for a ceiling and 9 equally sized walls. At the top of the dome was an upside-down tunnel. It looked almost like a chimney. Then he looked down. There they were. The children he'd been looking for. They stared up at Seven, their cries silenced for a moment by surprise and fear. Whether they were scared of the room or him, Seven couldn't tell. It was certainly possible that they were frightened of both. Not that I could blame them, running into a mug like this when they are already scared shitless. He permitted himself a short snort of a laugh, then turned to the children again. "Don't worry, kids. I'm not your enemy. I'm one of the good guys." "Is this Santa?" He was a boy slightly older than the others in a private school uniform. "Who the hell are you?" As he spoke, he took a tentative step forward and gave Seven a suspicious look. "I'm a detective. I'm here to rescue you." The moment the words were out of his mouth, he could see the children relax. "How are you gonna help us?" "Where's the exit?" "There isn't one. The doors we came in through won't open, and the door over there." He cut himself off, considered something, and then continued. "Anyway, there's no point. We can all get out of here. If we don't get out of here, we're gonna be burned to death." "Burned to death? Can't you hear it? That was said the incinerator's gonna start up soon." The voice spoke again. "Automatic incineration will take place in 15 minutes. They only had 15 minutes. Seven looked back down at the children. It was a good 20 or 30 feet to the floor. There was no way he could pull the children up. That was when he had an idea. "Wait right there. I'm gonna be right back." "What? Where's he going? Are you just going to leave us here?" "Don't worry, alright? I'll be back, I promise. So just stay calm and wait right there. Got it?" He didn't wait to hear them respond. Back in his cell where he spent the whole time before, where he couldn't do anything, and now that he spoke to some children, he knows that he can do something in his cell? This makes no sense. Okay. He was back where he had started, but he had a plan. There was something there that he needed. As soon as he was finished, he dove back into the duct and took off toward the incinerator. What was that? Sorry to keep you waiting, guys. Oh, the rope. Back in the cell, he turned the bed sheets into strips and tied them together to make a rope. Like Seven himself, it wasn't very attractive, but it got the job done. Alright, just tie that around yourself, okay? I'll pull you up one at a time. Right. Wait a sec. There were more of you before. Where'd the rest of you go? I let them go on ahead. We opened the number 9 doors, they left. What? You're telling me you opened the door? That's what I said. Then what the hell are you doing here? We couldn't go with them. Why not? Look, the only people who can go through the numbered door. Automatic incineration will take place in 5 minutes. Okay guys, you don't have time. Look, that can't wait, alright? Just get us out of here. Right. Okay. First up was a girl with a ponytail. Next was the girl with a red necktie, followed by a boy in a jacket who said he'd climb up on his own. The last up was the boy in a uniform. Like the boy in the jacket, he climbed up the rope himself. It looked scrawny from above, but his looks belied impressive strength. He scaled the ropes quickly, but as he was almost to 7, they heard the sound of someone knocking. All eyes turned to the door. Cut into it was a thick square window. On the other side they could see a furious face. God damn it, what's going on there? Here, I mean, why is the room empty? That face, though. Where the hell are those fucking kids? Seven recognized his face. He'd seen him many times in photos during his investigation. Ace? Oh my god. How can he be looking like so calm and cool now when he was crazy like hell back then? Roared like an animal. I know. Yeah, hurry up. You son of a bitch, get back here, you little shit. He was 15 feet away, 10. The moment he came within arm's reach, Seven grabbed the boy in the uniform. With a jerk, he tossed him into the duct behind him. Hango had lost any semblance of control. His face no longer looked human. It was twisted into something terrifying, the visage of a devil or a ferocious monster. Seven quickly reeled in his rope, leaving the furious Hango on the floor of the room and crawled back into the duct. Yeah, fuck you. You won't get away with this. How dare you compromise this experiment? What experiment? Seven wondered. One minute. Hey, old man, what the hell are you doing? Hurry up. It was the boy in the uniform. Well, the door in his cell is still locked. So how are they gonna get out of there? They nodded at one another. Okay. Short time later, they crawled out of the duct to find themselves in a narrow hallway. Wait. Was there another passage through the duct? Okay. Normal double door. But the one on the right was a familiar thick metal with black and yellow stripes and device next to it on the wall. On the door was a plate that read incinerator. Then that's where we were. Yeah, Hango must still be there. It looks like it's been shut off though. Wait, what? He's still in there. Yeah, that's not good. What do you mean it's not good? Let him die after what he's done. Find the other door. Go into the other door. Hurry. Oh, you mean that's why it's not good. It's dangerous. Okay. Something's up. Akane is not catching up to us. My kid sister. It's his sister? That was strange. Seven didn't remember seeing that name in the list of children who'd gone missing. Hey, Akane! He cupped his hands around his mouth and yelled. There was no response. Maybe we outrun her. Suddenly the boy in the uniform stopped short. Seven stopped too, as did the boy in the jacket and the ponytailed girl. When did we do that? Well, we passed a couple big rooms on the way here. Maybe she took a rest in one of them? Yeah, of course. Like they had time for that. No, that's impossible. Sorry, Grandpa, you keep going. You gotta go for her downstairs. He turned to go. Hey, kid, wait. God damn it, I said wait. The boy didn't even seem to hear him. Fuck. Seven spun around and yelled to the boy in the jacket and the girl with the ponytail. I'm going after him. You two keep going, alright? You got it. Is it okay for them to go alone? I'm going with you. Seven didn't have time to argue. Instead, he simply nodded and took off down to the stairs. The boy in the jacket followed. They ran all the way to the bottom floor, calling for her. Akane was nowhere to be found. God damn it! Where the hell did she go? The boy in the uniform couldn't hide his frustration. Help me! Somebody help me! It was a girl's voice. Akane! Seven couldn't believe what he saw. Oh my god. Hango had grabbed Akane by the arm and was doing his utmost to force her into the incinerator. Come on, goddammit, move. No, I don't want to. Let me go. Please let go of me. She had planted her feet squarely on the floor and was doing her best to get away. But Hango was much larger than she was. She wasn't going to win. Akane? The boy in the universe shouted. He roared with anger and charged toward Hango. You came back. Ha, you're too late, idiot. Oh no. Wait, they both got into the incinerator? Are you saying that Ace died there? They pulled and strained, trying desperately to get it open. It's no use, the goddamn thing won't move an inch. The boy in uniform cried out and began to slam his fists against the door. He hit it with such force, Seven feared his knuckles would shatter from the impact. Akane, are you okay? Help me. What should I do? I think I'm trapped in here. Where's Hango? He went out the other door. What? Warning. Emergency incineration command has been acknowledged. Automatic incineration will take place in... Again? Are you fucking kidding me? Well, at least it's 18 minutes again? I mean, they have kinda some time. Are you there? Yeah, we are here. Just hang on, alright? We are gonna figure out the way to save you. If you could have seen the bloodless face of the boy in the uniform, his words would have seemed like little more than a sick joke. Okay, I guess we already know how it all ended. They didn't save her, since, you know, Seven states that she died. And they are gonna just slam the door for 18 minutes there? I mean, really? That's all they can do? I don't want to die, please don't. I don't want to die. It's gonna be alright. I'll figure out something. I promise. You hear me? I promise. Well, you should not promise something you can't do. It was silent. All they could hear was the creaking of the boat as it shifted in the water. They waited and waited, but Seven didn't continue. Nola? What are you... It's okay, baby. Don't be afraid. Poor thing, I think she got a nightmare or something. Okay. What happened then? Jumpy couldn't wait any longer. He had to know. Seven looked at the floor. Come on, man. Put yourself in my shoes. It doesn't end good. You think I wanna remember that? Then... yeah. Shit. If I'd known it was gonna be like this, I almost wish I hadn't remembered. Seven shook his head. But there was something Jumpy had to know. Hey, are you sure? Huh? Look, I don't want to ask this either, but there's something I don't get. So if you could just tell me, did that girl Akane really... Seven stared straight ahead at nothing. Yeah, I'm sure. There wasn't anything we could do. After a while, the countdown ended. And we heard something burning. Wait. Even after the fire stopped, they couldn't move. Seven and the boy in the jacket simply stood where they were, frozen. The boy in the uniform collapsed, falling to the floor in the jumble of limbs like a puppet whose strings had been cut. A few more minutes passed. The door opened. The boy in the uniform ran in, stumbling over his own feet. Seven and the boy in the jacket followed, still too numb to speak. The air in the incinerator was hot. Every breath made Seven's lungs feel like they were on fire. The air shimmered with heat, and in the middle of the room beneath the waves of heat, there it lay. The boy in the uniform walked toward it, his legs shaking violently. Seven couldn't see his face, but his body looked somehow empty. Finally he reached it. The boy collapsed to his knees, his legs no longer able to support him. Oh, God. Jumpy felt a cold lump form in the pit of his stomach. A feeling of sickening anticipation washed over him. He could feel his body shivering. Well, and I mean, they haven't eaten anything for almost 9 years, at least, and I think even more. Yeah, they had been unconscious for some time too. So there must be a really big pit in his stomach. That's what I was talking about. Can I ask you one more thing? What? The girl, Akane. What was her last name? What does it matter to you? Just tell me, okay? Please. Kurashiki. Her name was Akane Kurashiki. Something inside of Junpei stopped. He had no more words left. He had no more Junpei left. What? He was just a shell of flesh and bone. Seven turned to Snake. You were there that day, weren't you? The tall kid in the jacket. That was you, wasn't it? Yes, I was. You're correct, detective. Junpei's mind was blank, withdrew from the world. Somewhere far away he could hear Seven and Snake talking. Don't misunderstand me. I told you before how Zero threatened me. There was nothing I could do. I couldn't say anything about what happened 9 years ago. So you're saying you're not working for Zero, right? Of course not. Clover, what about you? Hey, come on. You really think I'm working with Zero? I told you before, you idiot. I was in Nevada in Building Q. I did hear what the detective rescued the kids on the boat, but I didn't know it was you. Well, I guess I believe you. Alright, let me ask you another question. Santa's real name is Aoi Kurashiki. He's Akane's brother. You know that? Well, I figured pretty much, like, by your story. Did you? Well, yes, I know Aoi Kurashiki was her brother, but I didn't know he was Santa, at least not from the beginning. 9 years ago, he was in the middle of the puberty. His voice is entirely different now. I'm ashamed to say that even my exceptional hearing was unable to make that connection. As such, I had no reason to think Santa was Aoi. When did you figure it out? A short time ago, Clover told me that Santa might have been one of the subjects of the initial experiment. When she told me that, I had a feeling. Like an engine beginning to turn, images. Yeah. Jimpy blinked. He was back. There are still a lot we don't know. I mean, like, a lot. But there is one thing I think we can say we know. What's that? The body we found in the shower room had to be Nijisaki, dressed up to look like Snake. What? Come on, man, what kind of detective are you? You didn't figure that out already? So someone actually killed all those... I mean, if Santa was Zero, it would make sense, because he would like to kill everyone who was in charge of that initial experiment. But why would he involve other people in this stuff? Like some innocent ones. They aren't all that innocent, right? He blamed them for something. Like, for example, for his sister's death? I don't know. Yeah, talking about all the deaths we saw. Wait, I don't really get it. How Santa can be Zero? How about Ace, though? He's getting revenge for the death of his sister. But he's supposed to know who's Ace is. Why didn't he kill him? In fact, Jimpy didn't think he knew. He couldn't explain why or how, but he had no doubt that Santa had killed no one. Perhaps the madness of the last several hours was finally driving him insane, but Jimpy had ceased to be surprised at his sudden knowledge and had even begun to accept it. If I'm right, then it's not hard to figure out who the next victim's gonna be, is it? I'm pretty sure I don't have to tell you. Okay. No good. From far away they heard a sudden rush of water. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? I have no idea, but I probably should save my game. Must be 6 a.m. Our time is up. Shit. Come on. We need to get out of here. How? In the drawer that had held the picture was a keycard. Okay. Oh, you mean this material? Okay. I know, I just used the keycard to open it. Of course it's unlocked. God, if you continue speaking like this, you will never get out of here alive. Just saying. Shaking had stopped, but they knew the danger hadn't passed. They ran across the hallway straight for the large metal door. Next to the door was the Uranus key reader. card reader, I mean. At the end of the hallway was a door. Junpei reached into his pocket to pull out the key as he ran toward it. The key he put into the lock was the Neptune key. He turned it. The lock clicked. As one, they showed the door open and poured through it. In front of them was another great metal door. Above it was a metal plaque. What? Oh, I mean, it makes sense. This is the same shape, right? This is the first time I have seen it from this side, but yeah, I think so. Then there ought to be a lever near the door. Yeah, right here. And suddenly there, before them were the four who they parted from earlier. Oh wow. Ace and Lada stood in front of the number 9 door. Santa was curled into a ball against the wall on the incinerator, holding his stomach. And then there was June. She sat slumped against the wall, exhausted. What had happened? Junpei ran toward June. He skidded to a stop in front of her and knelt down. What's wrong? Are you okay? Her face was pale and her lips dry. When she spoke, he could barely hear her. Junpei, you came to get me. Of course I did. I made a promise. I'm so glad you're here. So glad. She mumbled the same words over and over weakly. Junpei could feel his heart breaking. Hey, what happened to you? I'm fine. I just fainted. I wasn't feeling very good. I'm feeling a lot better now, though. Are you sure? Yes. I just need to rest a little longer. I'm sure I'll be fine. You shouldn't worry about me. She was looking towards Santa. Junpei turned to look at him as well. Santa grimaced, his face contorted in pain. Seven grabbed him by a collar and roasted at him. Hey, where is it? Where is the gun? You hide it somewhere? Despite himself, a grunt of pain escaped Santa's lips as Seven shook him. I don't have it. Got sucker punched it. They took the gun. What? Who took it? What, isn't that obvious? I took the gun. Damn, those... Whatever. He didn't indeed have the revolver in his hand. You know what? Ace is probably one of those people who just looks better and better with age. It was pressed against Lotus's temple. Ace had her pinned to him with the other arm and she was shaken visibly. Her fiery attitude was gone, replaced by fear. She didn't dare to speak. There was sweat on her forehead, and when her eyes weren't flicking up to the gun pressed against her, they seemed to desperately want to say something. Just what the hell do you think you're doing, Ace? Or maybe you ought to say, I ought to say, Kentaro Hango, CEO of Cradle Pharmaceutical. You have me at a disadvantage, and I don't like that. You know me, but I don't know you. Do you have any idea how much I have suffered? Can you even begin to understand my pain? The pain of prosopagnosia, right? Another rotating insect. And how do you know that, He just knew. No matter. If you don't want to answer, it makes no difference to me. This is a waste of time anyway. It's time for me to go. Behind Ace, Jumpy could see the rat. It was placed in small indentation on the wall. Quickly, Ace placed his hand on the scanner. It beeped. I believe I have won this game. I have had quite a time playing with you. I must thank the Zero, I suppose. Wait, something about the way he'd spoken. Did Ace not know who Zero was? Jumpy's eyes flicked towards Santa. Interesting. He hadn't moved since they entered the room. Santa was still holding his stomach and groaning as if in immense pain. Jumpy wasn't sure if it was real pain, but he wasn't sure if it wasn't either. What the hell did Santa have up his sleeve this time? Who knows indeed. At any rate, this game ends now. I will escape and the rest of you will have a slightly less pleasant ending. I suggest you enjoy your final moment. Goodbye. What? Why isn't it opening? Lotus tried to take advantage of Ace's confusion and managed to twist herself out of his grasp, but... Wow. At the last second, he grabbed hold of her wrist and shoved it into the red. He waved the number 9 bracelet over the red and then his own bracelet as well. He pulled the lever the second time. No, what is this? Why? The digital route should be 9. It has to be 9. Then why isn't it opening? Ace's fury and confusion had overridden the other thoughts. He had set down the revolver. It was just below the red. 7 chose that moment to act. He moved far faster than a man of his bulk should have been able to, and he launched that bulk straight at Ace. Wow. That sounded painfully. It was over before they knew it. In the blink of an eye, Ace was on the floor. He rolled onto his side, groaning in pain. Lotus ran straight for Jumpy. She darted around behind him and stuck her head out, making sure to keep Jumpy between herself and Ace. Phew, that was close. Too close. Thank you, 7. Don't mention it. 7 stood over Ace, his breathing slow and heavy. You know what? Looking at 7 just now, it's hard to just imagine him being a detective once. Just one punch ain't enough for his piece of shit, for this piece of shit. After what he did 9 years ago, I ought to rip him in pieces. But if a suspect can talk, they ain't much good. Once he'd locked up in a cell, we were gonna have a little chat. 9 years ago. Then you must be... Yeah, you finally figured it out, dumbass. Ace, you killed Kubota Nijisaki, I mean, and Musashi Do, didn't you? Wait, Nijisaki? Oh, right. You don't know yet. Alright, we'll just go through them in order then. Let's start off with Kubota. You talked to Kubota and managed to convince him to go into door 5 alone. You killed him without making it look like you killed him. The way I figured it, you had 4 motives. First, in the Nonary game, the number 9 was dangerous. Whoever had the number 9 bracelet could join whatever team they wanted. You could add 9 to any number and the digital root wouldn't change. Oh, really? Huh. In other words, number 9 could do whatever they wanted. Ace had wanted to remove that thread as soon as possible. Ace also wanted to have the number 9 bracelet himself so that he could make use of its power. In fact, he later made use of it in a murder of Nijisaki. Even if his number had been different, Kubota presented a problem for Ace. Kubota had known Ace's past. He knew what happened 9 years before. Before he told anyone, Ace had to silence him. But last, and perhaps most disturbing, Ace had used Kubota as a test. He wanted to know how serious his Nonary game was. This Nonary game was. Was it truly life or death, or simply a harmless prank? He convinced Kubota to break the rules so that he might see what happened. That was why you killed Kubota. But he was only the first. Next was Nijisaki. While everyone was off looking for the missing part for the red, you ran into Nijisaki near the big hospital room. However, because of your prosopagnosia, you didn't realize he was Nijisaki. Chiefly because when you met him, he was dressed like Snake. That was why you thought Nijisaki was Snake. No, that's not. That was Nijisaki? Why? How did... I'll get to that. Anyway, you thought he was Snake. Snake was one of the kids in your experiment 9 years ago. You remembered him because he was the blind kid. But his presence made you think. Snake was one of my subjects 9 years ago. He probably hates me. But if that's true, why isn't he saying anything? Is he keeping quiet because he can't see? Or perhaps he's working with Zero to get revenge on me? Whatever the reason, anyone who knows my past is a threat. Before he tries anything, I need to get rid of him. That was when you decided you had to kill him. The murder weapon was Kubota's bracelet. You just waved it over the red, verified your own number, and then grabbed Nijisaki's arm and forced it over the scanner panel. Then when the door opened, you kicked him in. 9 seconds later, the door closed. And then 81 seconds passed. And poor Nijisaki was dead. Then you mean to say Snake is still alive? Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm good as new. Thank you for killing the wrong man, but I can't say I like knowing that you wanted me dead. Although to be honest, even if you hadn't tried to kill me, I would still hate you very much. Well, I wouldn't blame you. Last but not least, let's talk about Shido, whatever. When Clover and I were investigating the chart room, you came over to talk to me. Do you remember what you said? Oh, the pocket watch. Might I take a look at it? I handed you the pocket watch, and you left the room. Ace had been in charge of the nonary project. He would of course have known the solution of every puzzle. It followed then. Then he knew how to get out of the wheelhouse. All Ace had to do was place the pocket watch in the indentation on the door to unlock it. With the door open, he was able to enter the captain's quarters. Musashi Shido was there. Next to him was an axe that fairly begged Ace to kill Musashi with it. He picked up the axe and swung it, burying the blade deep in the other man's chest. One blow was all it took. Afterwards, Ace returned to the chart room as though nothing had happened. There was something I wanted to speak with you about, Jumpy. Could you come with me for a moment? With no reason not to, Jumpy had followed Ace to the wheelhouse. When they reached the wheelhouse, Ace slipped his hand into Jumpy's vest. He pulled out a piece of paper Jumpy had used to cheat during the vote. But it wasn't the piece of paper that Ace was after. His true purpose had been to slip the pocket watch into Jumpy's pocket. It wasn't a very good plan. It had far too many flaws, and the wrong word of discovery could easily have toppled it. What had made Ace so desperate? That was the only thing Jumpy hadn't been able to figure out. Musashi Do's murder is the only one I don't understand. He obviously did it, but why? Because of this. Number 1. There are 2 ways you might survive this ordeal. The first is to win the nonary game. The second is for you to confess your sins of 9 years past. I have prepared a camera in the captain's quarters. The images captured by that camera will be streamed through the satellite and distributed across the world. Simply look into the camera and repent. Once you have confessed everything, I will release you from this ship. To make your confession more credible, I have left you a witness in the captain's quarters. Perhaps he will confess with you. The decision is yours. Do as you please. 0. When I awoke in the room on D-Deck, I found that in my pocket. That was why I chose door 1 when we voted. If I went through that door, I knew I could get to the captain's quarters. As you said, I knew how to enter that wheelhouse. My plan was to find a pocket watch before anyone else. If I could, then my alibi would be set. At least, that was the plan. Unfortunately for me, you got to it first. That sleight of hand was the best I could manage to notice. You meant to kill him from the beginning then. Musashi Do, I mean. I only knew Musashi Do was the witness after I reached the captain's quarters. I asked him, and he answered. He seemed groggy. Perhaps he had only just awoken from sedation. I suppose Nijisaki was in much the same state. He seemed confused and disoriented when I encountered him. But yes, you are correct. I intended to kill him from the beginning, even though I didn't know who he was. I proceeded to the captain's quarters in the order to remove this so-called witness. Ace had confessed everything. What energy he had left with him with the truth and he sagged on his knees. Although he had confessed, his sins were not forgiven. Junpei felt a revulsion for the pathetic man on the floor near his feet, but in Amon, the revulsion was a hint of pity. After all, Ace had not been the only person who murdered those 3 men. Junpei spoke quietly. Ace, you have figured it out, haven't you? You are being manipulated. Yes, so it would seem. I was little more than a puppet in many ways. Everywhere I went, everything was already prepared. The rats in the large hospital room were dismantled. Nijisaki was dressed like a snake. There was an axe in the captain's quarters. Musashido was delirious from anesthetic, so he couldn't fight back. Nijisaki as well. In retrospect, I can't understand how I could have fallen into such a simple trap. I'm quite ashamed of myself. But yes, this was a trap. It was Zero's trap, and I fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. I did everything he wanted me to do. Yeah. By manipulating Ace, Zero was able to kill 3 people and keep the blood off his own hands. All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. Am I right, Santa? Huh? What the hell are you talking about? I don't know any. Ain't no point trying to play dumb anymore, Santa. Actually, guess I should call you Aoi Kurashiki, huh? My memory came back, kid. You're Aoi Kurashiki, no doubt about it. Never thought I'd be back in this room talking to you. But hey, I guess this was all part of your plan, right? After all, the person who planned the Nonary game this time around was Zero, and Zero is you. Looks like you really do have your memories back, huh? Well, I guess there's no point in hiding it then, huh? Yeah, you got me. I am Aoi Kurashiki. I was one of the kids in the Nonary game 9 years ago. I made it out, so did Snake over there. But there's one thing. No. I guess there's 2 things he got wrong. Number 1, I ain't Zero. What? Wait, what? Sure, I was helping Zero out, but I'm really more of an assistant. Like a secretary. But an assistant's only an assistant. I didn't come up with all this. All I did was follow Zero's orders. Then, if you are not Zero, who is? Calm down there, Junpei. Didn't I say 2 things? You made 1 more mistake. Junpei, you just said... All of this was revenge for what happened 9 years ago. That's why this Nonary game happened. But that's not it. Revenge isn't the only purpose. There's another reason you guys were playing the Nonary game. To save someone. Right. You were brought here to help my sister. To save Akane. What the hell are you talking about? Akane Kurashiki died 9 years ago in this room. I was there, I saw. Suddenly Seven froze. His eyes went as wide as... What? June is gone? Okay, this is beginning to be creepy. Where is she? Where is Akane Kurashiki? Wait. Is June really her... Well... What? 7? What the hell's going on? I don't know. I swear to God, my head feels like it's about to explode. From somewhere far away, they all heard a deep, heavy voice. It sounded like a tremendous wheel slowly beginning to turn. Santa seemed to have entered an almost trance-like state. His words were calm and measured. What was the Nonary project? I'm sure you know already, but I will tell you one more time. It was a project designed to test a particular phenomenon. And what was that phenomenon? For two organisms to communicate with one another in the absence of physical contact. The morphogenetic field theory. Could human beings use these invisible fields to exchange information? That was what this experiment was conducted to determine. There were two separate locations. One was the Gigantic and the other was the building in Nevada called Building Q. Building Q had been built to replicate exactly the interior of the Gigantic. The 9 children trapped in Building Q were faced with numerous puzzles, copies of identical ones in the Gigantic. They were told to send their answers onto the morphic field set and transmit them to their brothers and sisters on the Gigantic. The transmitters were put on Building Q and the receivers were put on the Gigantic. Each sibling pair was supposed to be split up, but there was a mistake. Akane was a transmitter. She should have been in Building Q. However, for some reason, she was placed on the Gigantic with the receivers like me. Perhaps she was mistaken for someone who was supposed to be in Group A. However the case, Akane ended up on the Gigantic. I think I have told you enough. You get it, don't you? I'm pretty sure you know where this is going, Jumpy. Where what is going? Don't play dumb. You know things you shouldn't, things you couldn't. How did you know Ace had prosopagnosia? How did you know why Ace wanted to kill Koboro and how Nijisaki was killed? Were you surprised when you found out Ace was Hongo? And what about the coffin Snake was trapped in? How the hell did you open it? Well, that's... He knew because I knew. Jimpy was receiving information that I sent to him through the morphic field set. It's simple, really. How do I know the alternate futures then? Imagine a river that splits in two, like an upside-down Y. The river flows from the top to the bottom, from the single stream into the 2 branches. It only flows in one direction. It can never flow backward. Information is the same way. It moves from past to the future, but never flows backward. That's why people at the river source in the past will never know about those downstream in the future. But the people downstream will never know about one another either. Information only flows along the paths of the river. But I am different. I can manipulate the morphic field set to pluck knowledge from the future. I know what happens on either fork of the river, even though the people on either fork know nothing about one another. Now, who am I? I am I, the 9th letter of the alphabet. But I am also 0. No, that's not true. I'm not really 0. Not yet. Perhaps you could say I am less than 0. Are you telling me that she was 0 all this time? 0 is my future. In 9 years, I will be 0. Where did she go? June? No, Akane. Where did she go? Santa! Why is Clover? Oh shit. Freeze. Santa's got the gun. Guess he picked it up when we weren't watching. Looks like he's turned the tables on Ace though. Wonder how he likes having a gun to his head. Get up. Sure isn't about to take that gun off him for a minute, is he? Ace isn't putting up any kind of fight. I mean, I don't think I would either, but he just looks drained. I guess he's going to the door, huh? He doesn't need to verify to go through that door, but... What's your plan, Santa? What are you doing? He can't get through any numbered doors with just 2 people. What the hell is he thinking? Didn't I tell you? I'm Santa Claus. It's time for me to make a wish come true. What's it? What's all he's gonna give us? What the hell does that even mean? Shit, they're out. And now the gate's shut. Looks like the rest of us are stuck in here. They're all looking at me. At least Seven's headache is gone. He seems to be alright. Well, I guess there's no harm in trying. Let's see if this door still opens. Damn. Well, it looks like this door isn't opening anytime soon. You mean we are trapped? So it would seem. What the hell is Santa trying to do? Oh my gosh. Have you considered where we are? There can only be one thing Santa would do now. No. No, you can't be serious. Oh, but he is. Shit, we gotta do something. Maybe we can still get out of through door 9. There's the red. Yeah, alright, we can do this. I just gotta... No, it's not gonna work. There's no way. The 5 of us can't open this door. Jumpy, can I borrow your pen and notebook? Well, okay. Hey, no need to be ripping pages out like that. Jeez. What the hell are you doing, Clover? Give me that. And there is no other way? Looks like she'd figure it out though. Man, this is just too cruel. It's okay. Go. Lotus. Come on, you know we can do that. Oh, don't give me that. I'm sure you'd love to get rid of me. God damn you, idiot. Wow. Where the hell did that come from? Looks like she expected that about as much as I did. Without, if you're not, look, it'd be bad, alright? For Cap, he sure doesn't have much confidence. Bad? Oh, yeah. If there weren't assholes like you around, I'd be out of a job. Huh? Look, I'm just not leaving you behind, alright? End of a story. He's such a nice boy. He's right. I'm not leaving you either. Me too. You don't honestly think I'd abandon you, did you? You're all idiots. Act as tough as you want, Lotus. We can all see you're about to cry. That being said, however, I doubt we would be able to open the door anyway, even if we were to leave Lotus behind. Why, it's vacant. I trust you remember what happened to Ace. I couldn't, see exactly what happened, but I was able to guess. what he was attempting to do earlier at the red. Oh yeah. Just to see, why don't we give it a shot? Give it a shot? Yes, that is what I said. It didn't work. But it did open 9 years ago. The digital route was 9 then. I'm sure of it. You think maybe they changed the setting? Perhaps. That's the only answer to that, I guess. Shit, if we can't get through the door, we can't get out. The walls are way too high. There's no way in hell we could get to that hole Seven popped out of 9 years ago. If we can all we can do is stand here and stare at the door with 9 on it. I guess this is it. This is the end. I was watching. I had watched everything that was reflected in his eyes. I was listening. Every sound that vibrated in his eardrums I heard. Smell, taste, touch. I felt everything he felt. I knew everything about him. What he was thinking, what he was feeling, what he was sensing. All of his feelings and worries and fears became mine. My mind, my consciousness was inside of him. Through the morphic field said, we were resonant and we were as one. I was him, and at the same time I was an observer. It started with a tremendous noise like a clap of thunder. That was approximately 9 years ago. Hours. A bomb had gone off in the ship we were on. That was when my resonance with him began. My resonant event melted into him, and we became one inside of Junpei. Somehow I found myself in Junpei's mind 9 years in the future. But I didn't lose myself. I was living in 2 realities at once. One was the present, and the other was the future. Perhaps you can think of it as 2 movies showing at the same screen at the same time. Eventually, it becomes difficult to separate them and determine which movie is which. However, if I concentrated, I was able to focus on one or the other. That was why I was able to grasp what was happening in front of me. Come on, over here. It was my brother Aoi. He was screaming. I followed him. Around me were 7 other children. They all looked like they were about my age. Come on, hurry up. We ran down the long straight hallway and burst into the large hospital room. Everyone was arguing. 2 of the boys got in a fist fight. A girl watching them began to cry. I want to go home, she cried. I want to go home. Another girl slapped the crying girl and glared down at her. It had been 2 hours since the nonary game began. We were starting to fall apart. But just when all hope seemed lost, Light started talking. He was blind. 9 years later, we would call him Snake. Hello, everyone. Yes, could you come over here for a moment? He was older than most of us, and his voice had authority and dignity. The fights died down and he gathered around him. We gathered. I have a little sister. She's very important to me. Right now, she's over in Building Q and is desperately trying to send information over to me. Her name is Clover, and today is her 9th birthday. As he spoke, he pulled something from his pocket. I was going to give this to her as a birthday present. I was outside picking them when I was abducted. I'm sure I have already told you, but I'm blind. For a man who can't see, collecting 9 of very specific plants is, well, it is difficult. But my sister means a great deal to me, and I hope that this would show her how much I cared for her. Since it's her 9th birthday, I thought 9 four-leaf clovers would be appropriate. Wow, he's such a nice brother. Every one of you has a brother or sister in Building Q with Clover. For their sake, we have to survive. We have to get off this ship. Do you understand? If we are going to do that, there are 3 things we have to remember. We need to trust and love, and we have to have faith in one another. If we can take all 3 of those to heart, then I promise that good luck will come our way. Did you know that the leaves on the 4-leaf clover mean faith, trust, love, and luck? Those words are leaf words. So if you believe what I have told you, and you understand, then I want you each to have one of these. They are a promise between friends. He gave a clover to each of us. I took one too. Eventually, he was left with only a single 4-leaf clover. He had one last thing to say. Now don't ever forget, so long as you have that, you will always be connected. Do you understand? When he finished, the tension of only a few minutes before was gone. We were calm. After that, we ran around the ship for a while longer and opened several of the numbered doors until we finally found a door with number 9 on it. In fact, there were 2 doors with 9 on them, and we found them in the chapel. We split into 2 groups and walked through the doors. Before long, we all found ourselves in a room with a ceiling that looked like an upside-down tunnel. For some reason, this room had another number 9, but this time it was only 1. But if there was only 1 door, that meant only 5 people could escape. What are we gonna do? And we already know what happened, pretty much, right? My brother always swallowed hard and answered, I think it means the room is gonna burn. Yeah, all that makes sense. Jumpy? Ah, so stupid of her. Just because of some stupid present, you really decided to go back to there? Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm just not reading this because pretty much all the story we already know. It's just retold to us from other words. And that's all. And I'm pretty tired actually. This been for almost 3 hours already. I just didn't think it will turn out to be that long. Well, I should have, because this game has a lot of text. So he actually just left her there. I just thought maybe she found some kind of... I don't know, maybe he... No. My thought was that he actually took her with him, making it look like she died there. But no. She was actually there, in that incinerator room. Oh, it's what happening now. I knew it. It's starting. Santa started the incinerator. Fuck. Man, I never thought I'd hear that damn voice again after 9 years. What the hell? What are you talking about? It's 9 years this and 9 years that, and when it's not 9 years something, then you're talking about some sort of fucking experiments. What the God's name are you talking about? You aren't making any sense. Oh, come on, it's not time for this shit. You know what that means, right? Incinerate means burn. What kind of an idiot do you think I am? Know that incinerate... Yeah, she knows this. Should save my game. I don't think that we will have limited time though, but just in case. You never know. Well, god damn it. Nola, get the hell out of here. I won't ask anything else. Talk about whatever you want. But you have to do something for me. 7. Figure this out. What? Why me? Just shut up and stop this thing. How the hell? There has to be some sort of emergency shut up button. Yeah, and of course it sits right inside this room. Makes sense. Okay, I believe this is our last puzzle of the game. I just really hope they will just let me go and finish this puzzle as soon as possible, because I'm really tired. Huh? All I saw was my own frightened face staring back at me from the glass, drenched in tears. I don't get it. What? Is she inside him? All I can see on the screen is a reflection of my own face. I'm looking kind of freaked out. I know I'm sweating like crazy, but seeing it kind of drives it home. Okay, Jumpy, just calm down, right? Everything's gonna be okay. God, man, I wish that thing would just shut up. Alright, back to this thing. If it's only showing up now, then it's gotta be important. But what the hell am I supposed to do with it? Hey, move. Hey, we are all tens, lady. That doesn't mean you get to show people around. Okay, it's turned on. There's nothing on the screen though. This is bad. This is really bad. If there's nothing on here, how are we supposed to do anything with it? Sure, just push buttons. I'm sure that will... Yeah. Huh. Well, at least it's on now. So it's memory. She was already doing this puzzle, right? Back then. Wait! So maybe she actually did this puzzle and that's how I will know the answer? So this is how she actually survived. Huh. This is actually a Sudoku puzzle, you might guess. Automatic incineration will take place in 13 minutes. Can we really do this? Just start doing something, not just looking at your reflection. My heart was pounding like it was about to explode. I stared at the puzzle on the screen. I was sure I had to solve it somehow, but I had no idea how. My connection to Jumpy had been gone for a while. Oh, wait a second, so it will be otherwise. She connected to him from the past? And she saw how he figured it out in the future? And that... Oh, okay. That's blowing. What are you doing? Wow, this face is so creepy. Oh, don't know what to do? It's simple, really, but I suppose I might as well tell you. Just solve the puzzle on that machine. Asshole. You're a terrible person. I hate you. Like he cares. Oh my. How could you call a gentleman such as myself a terrible person? That's not very nice. I'm quite fair. I don't use tricks or play dirty. You see? I've even left you a way out. A way out? Didn't you hear me? All you have to do is solve that puzzle. Do that, and you can stop the incinerator. What's the point of stopping it? You'll only capture me and make me do this all again. I'm not going to listen to you. If you are just going to throw me back in here, I might as well just die now. My goodness, haven't you listened to anything I said? I told you I am a fair man. If you solve this puzzle, the verification function of Red will in turn activate. If this experiment is to deliver wallet results, there must be a chance of success. If you succeed, you will escape. The verification function of the Red. Then I remembered. Before Hango left the room, he had scanned through 2 bracelets into the Red. Ah, so you do remember. Right now, there are 2 numbers in the Red. The first is 1 and the second is 3. Say, Akane, what's your number? I looked down my 5. It will be 4, or it will be 9, so she will be able. Oh, but it's not gonna work until... Wait. So this door just doesn't work until you do that thing? But we still have to leave Lotus behind. God, if you will just continue speaking like that, there will be no time left. There was like 15 minutes in total. Ridiculous. I think Clover and Snake have an idea though. Clover is looking at me, and I think Snake may have figured it out. Now it doesn't matter, there's in my way. Where'd she go? Maybe over here? Can you hear me, Akane? Say something. Fuck. Did something break our connection? I swear I just heard her. Shit. Jumpy? I spun around, I heard a voice. His voice. I looked around. He wasn't in the room, of course. But I'd heard his so clearly. Jumpy! I screamed as loud as I can. Immediately I heard him call back. Akane. And they just continued calling them each other. Seven minutes, come on guys. Just do the puzzle already, come on. I know why the Nonary game was held today. I know why we were kidnapped and brought here. It was all for this moment. All of this was planned out to lead to this one moment. Oh my god. This is insane. I can't believe it. But there's only one possible answer. June is 0, and she's Akane Kurashiki. She recreated the history of the future that she had a glimpse of 9 years ago. She tried to save herself that way 9 years ago. No, she's trying to save herself right now. That means that there's only one thing for me to do. Even if this is all some sort of insane plan, I will save her. I will save Akane Kurashiki. I must save her no matter what. Even though she kind of pretty much used you in some way, still, you know. Yeah, I know what Sudoku means. Please don't tell me it's gonna be limited because the save was. Wait, what? How can I, like... Are you kidding me? I can't see stuff. I mean, it's probably... I mean, yeah, it's for DS, and you can pretty much just flip your... console, but here I just... Oh, can't pretty much rotate it. I mean, I can, but it will just break all my settings for recording, so I will not do this, I guess. I'll just have to figure out how to do it. Okay, this way. So... Oh, sorry about this. I thought I was... yeah, pressing on... Okay, 9... 6... Here... 1... and 3. So... 2... 9... I guess it is. 7... 8... Oh, we did one square, okay. That one. It meant... this one, 3... 5 and 1. 8, 7, 4. 7 and 4. Too many numbers, you know. It's a little hard for me to even read it. Just... Okay. So 3 numbers are done. Okay. So there's gonna be 2, 4, 5. 6 here. 3. Okay. Okay. 7, 4, 8, 3. 1, 5, 8. What are those numbers? Okay, whatever. Doesn't matter. Bingo. I have no idea how much time it would have taken me to finish it, like, you know, honestly. It worked. Wonderful feeling of accomplishment and relief flooded my body. At the same time, what strength I'd had left disappeared and I collapsed to the floor. For a while I just lay there laughing and crying and enjoying being alive. Every time I thought about him, I thought my heart would burst. Phew, can't quite believe I did that. But I am so glad, so glad. I feel like my heart's on fire. But it didn't turn off in our place. Sorry, but things are kinda busy over here. Gonna have to hang up now, okay? Hang up. Course, that's fine. I looked over the corner of the floor. There were 2 bracelets Hango had left behind. Well, 7 Lotus don't look particularly happy with me. Not a very nice look to give someone who just saved your lives, guys. Jumpy, are you? Okay. Ah, shut it. Right. Okay, so maybe they have a reason to be pissed off. So what if I haven't pressed the enter key yet? Alright. Nothing holding me back now. Here goes. Wait. Automatic incineration will take place in 90 seconds. It doesn't sound like it's stopping. What the shit? Why isn't it stopping? Okay, maybe I didn't hit the key hard enough. Just hit it again and again and again. Okay, that's not working either. The alarm's still going off. What the hell's going on? Got all the right numbers in the right boxes. It's perfect. It is. I checked it. So why the fuck isn't this thing stopping? Automatic incineration will take place in 60 seconds. Wait, of course. That's what these numbers under the puzzle mean. Snake Clover, me, 7 Lotus. Then, door 9. No, that's it. That number on the door 9 isn't 9. It's not even a number. It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a key. Holy shit, of course. Then we just have to put the right number into the red and automatic incineration will take place in 30 seconds. Run, guys! Get to the door! Oh shit, oh shit. Is this even gonna work? Oh my god. I just can't look at it. Disabled? Ah, thanks, fucking crap. Really? No time to be happy. Time to go. Hurry. I've only got Wait, didn't the system like turn off itself when the door opened? Sounds like it, yeah. And seems like you found it. Shit, looks like we made it, huh? Man, that guy sure can laugh when he wants to. Looks like Clover and Lotus are totally out of energy. I guess Snake probably can't see the sky. You know what? Yeah, whatever. Standing in front of it was my brother. Akane. Aoi. I cried his name, even though my voice was almost gone from screaming, and leaped into his arms. Wait. I don't get it. Seven was... he saw how she came into the room. How was he repeating that she was totally dead? Well, then Snake was there? Oh, so sweet. I buried my face in his chest and cried again. Hadn't felt the warmth of another human body in what had seemed like an eternity. I just wanted to stay here in his arms forever, but I couldn't. The moment I'd passed through the door, my bracelet began to count down to death. I leaped away from him and looked around. The door had already closed. I spotted the dad only a short distance away. It took me only a moment to get to and scan all the bracelets. I left the ones Hango had dropped on the scanner panel. That was it. Took a deep breath and looked around again. Huge detective who we'd called 7 in 9 years and Snake the blind boy were looking at me. They seemed to have been utterly stunned by my sudden appearance. Their eyes were wide and their mouths hung open. Alright, let's get out of here. If we don't book it, we might run into Hango again. Aoi was right. It was time we got moving. The mention of Hango seemed to jar 7 and Snake out of their surprise, and they nodded. We took off running up the spiraling stairs to freedom. Our guys are running too, huh? If Lotus looks nice, it doesn't mean that she's stupid, just saying. Oh yeah, with letters. Yeah. Okay, we should have remembered that I guess. That was Q. Fucking lowercase q. That's fucked up, man. Freedom. Right? There's freedom, right? Felt a hand on my shoulder. It was always. He gave it a small reassuring squeeze. I was so happy I felt like I could melt. My heart was at peace. And not only because my brother and I were back together again, thanks to the huge detective and 9 of us who had been kidnapped. We were finally able to escape from the gigantic. On the distant horizon, we could see the faint outline of the ship as it sank. It gave a thunderous roar as it finally slipped beneath the waves. Its last cry echoed out across the ocean, and then it was gone. So we were not as jumpy. We weren't on the gigantic as it already sank. We were in just another ship that looked like the same. It's over. Yeah. It was over. It was finally over. Or was it? Was it really? No, that was wrong. It wasn't at all. It at all. I was sure of it. This wasn't the end. It was only the beginning. This was only a prologue to what would happen in 9 years. Yes, finally air. Damn, that sun is bright. Can barely see anything. Huh, gotta admit this doesn't look quite like... Wait. No way. Have gotta be shitting me. What? It can't be. This is... This is the building in Nevada desert. The mock experiment building. Now it makes sense. We're not in the ship even. I mean, it was sank already. Ha. Oh my god, this whole time we were in the building Q. Sure enough, that's a desert out there with mountains all around it. Hello there, son, boy. Am I ever glad to see you? I don't think I have ever been so happy to see a sunrise. Huh? Did I just hear something fall? Oh, right. We left this thing. This so-called ship. I guess I have never really got a good look at the underside of one of these. Let's see what's inside you. You know what? I wouldn't dare to touch this thing, just even if they are already open. I mean, the bombs are still inside your bodies, just saying. Just a little electronic chip like an ATM card. That's it. There's nothing else. Nothing that even looks like a detonator. Well, you never know. There was never a detonator to begin with. What? What do you mean? How then one of those four people died? One of those guys had, had exploded. Figures. Akane. Jumpy. Guess I must be pretty crazy about the girl if I think I'm hearing her voice in the wind. That's so cute. Is this like the end? Well, I guess it's about time. Okay. That was interesting. I mean, this game is crazy and I totally like the story. Pretty dark, pretty... sometimes even funny, sometimes just interesting, and puzzles. Yeah, I like that stuff. And I am looking forward to playing the next game in the series, which is Virtue's Last Reward, which was released on 3DS. And, well, I'm actually going to start one more playthrough, and it's actually Mirror's Edge Catalyst. Even though I told you guys that I'm not gonna play this, I am gonna play this because I am achieving it on console, where I will be playing it with English voiceover, finally. Because unfortunately, Electronic Arts do not support English version for Russian origin, which I didn't really like. Wait, you're not done with subtitles? With credits, I mean, are you? So short? Are you okay? Oh, come on. This is nothing. Really? Are those Jumpy and Akane? Yeah. You don't look okay. It was just before the end of the elementary school. Jumpy and I were sitting next to each other on a small hill, looking down at the town as the sun slowly set. How does it look then? He was half serious and half joking. I thought about it for a minute first. Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with his face? He got bitten? Why he looks so happy? I mean, damn, this looks really bad. Oh well, let's see. It looks like you kissed a toad and got words. But then they just kept growing and growing and growing. Heh. What does that even mean? Jumpy grinned and... Guess that hurt. See, I told you you're not okay. You're too reckless. You can't beat 5 8th graders, Jumpy. It's crazy. Yeah, but I couldn't just stand there. I mean, don't you think so? I had to do something. Look at the Nevada desert to past. For an SUV, this thing has a pretty smooth ride. Sure was nice for someone to leave it for us outside the building. Keys in the ignition and gas in tank. Almost like it was a present, you know. Anyway, we jumped in, and now here we are screaming across the desert. Lotus is over there in the passenger seat. Snake and Seven and I are all squeezed into the back seat here. I still can't believe we let her drive. Woohoo! Really? Clover is driving? Are you guys crazy? This is so fun. This is so awesome. Driving is so great when there is nothing around. And there is no speed limit. Hey Clover, watch those bumps, alright? This car jumps even a little, and I think I'm gonna get crushed to death. Hey, shut it. Can't help it if I'm big, alright? Suck it up. Why don't you drive, Seven? I'm a cop. I ain't gonna break the law. Doesn't have an international license. Yeah, but you could have sat in the passenger seat. Oh, well, no. There's no way I'm giving this seat up. And Clover, there's no need to slow down. The car Santa and Six are in should be somewhere down this road ahead of us. Yeah, I saw some fresh tire tracks going out. There's no doubt about it. Then we've got to hurry if we want to catch them, don't we? And what are you guys gonna do? Sure thing. God damn it, she doesn't have to drive so fast. Man, I didn't even think a car like this could go this fast. We are sure throwing up a lot of dust. It was a couple hours after we'd run into the junior high students. They'd been hiding in the bushes on the back of one of the hills, drenching a kid in... Oh my god! The moment we saw what they were doing, Jumpy ran up to them furious. Hey, the hell are you doing? God, those fucking assholes. I caught and ran to the police station as fast as I could. Help me, officer, please. You have to come with me. The policeman and I headed back to the hill. And all we found was Jumpy, sprawled on the ground with a face covered in big swelling lumps. You couldn't run away after you threw the kitty to me, I asked him. He stuck his tongue out through the hole in his mouth where a tooth had fallen out. Yeah, I guess I coulda. Then why didn't you? I didn't want to. I wanted to beat them up real good. Because of what they were doing to the kitty? Yeah, that too, but I think they were the ones behind those murders our first semester, remember? Oh, you mean the bunnies? Yeah, the bunnies. He plucked some grass from the ground and tossed it into the wind. They asked me what elementary school I was from, so I told them. Then they said that they'd do the same thing to you that they did to the rabbit. I couldn't forgive them for that, so... Hey, there's still some stuff I don't get. Of course, they probably don't know any more than I do. Like Ace. Well, I guess I should say Gentaro Hango. Why did he create the Nonary project? Anybody? Any ideas? Why don't you ask him yourself? Well, yeah, I guess I could. He's still in the trunk, I assume. Yeah, he is. Still tied up, I'm assuming. Wait, he's with them? Is his mouth tapped shut? Well, might as well have a little chat with the old man. His eyes just look empty, no emotion. He looks like he's just given up. I wonder if he even cares what happens to him anymore. I only wanted to see the faces, human faces. I thought that if I could gain the ability to access the morphic field set, then perhaps I could see faces. By peering into people's minds, you could understand how they were processing the expressions of others. If you want to put it simply. But if you are looking for a more philosophical answer, I can supply that as well. You see, the human collective consciousness think that's enough out of you, pal. Time for the tape to go back on. Huh. Oh well. Alright, so what's your second question? You said there were some things you didn't get, did you? Well, somebody is a little nosy. Well, my next question doesn't really have anything to do with you two. This is for you, Seven. It's about the whole Alice thing. What's the deal with that? Well, see, 9 years ago after I escaped from the Gigantic, I kept going after Hungo on my own, hoping I'd catch him when he's finally slipped up. During the course of my investigations, I learned a lot more about the Gigantic. I also found out about Gordane and Alice. You're not really answering my question. Was there actually a girl who wouldn't melt at room temperature? He wants to tell us something? Alice doesn't exist. 9 years ago I found Alice's coffin behind the library in the bottom deck. There was nothing in it but the root of the peculiar plant. Mandragora. Yeah. I was able to extract a particular alkaloid from it. I used that extract to create Sarporeal. Its creation was a tremendous boon to my firm and we grew rapidly. Shit, this is gonna go on forever. Tape's going back on. The rest of my questions can wait a bit. For now, I think I'll just enjoy the ride. Here, this is for you. What is this? It's a for you doll. His name is Jumpy. Jumpy pulled something out of his pocket and showed out his arm toward me. In his hand was a doll made of yarn, small enough to fit in his palm. Jumpy, are you sure it's a for you doll? Huh? Yeah, the lady at shop said so. That means it's for you, right? I am. Are you sure it's not a voodoo doll? What? What's... Oh man. Well, it sure looks like a voodoo doll. I mean, you do know what a voodoo doll is used for, right? Yeah, I guess calling it Jumpy isn't a very good idea then. Why are you giving me this anyway? It just seems really sudden. You know, how after June we aren't gonna get to see each other too much. I mean, we're gonna be in different schools and I just thought I'd, you know. Oh, okay, well, how about we call it June then? Okay. So I wanted to give you this. You sound like some sort of tribal chief in a bad movie. Yes, I head of tribe. This dull traditional charm of tribe. So I give this me, so we always together. Oh, Jumpy. If something bad, then hold and pray. I go wherever you are. So here, take. I reached my hand out and picked up the doll gently. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jumpy. Before I knew it, I was crying. Tears streamed down my face and fell onto June's tiny yarn body. Oh, Jumpy, I'll never forget you. I promise. Jumpy looked straight into my eyes and said just 5 words. I'll never forget you either. The sky was a beautiful crimson red as it melted down toward the horizon. The last golden rays of sunlight stretched out across the city and painted themselves across the hills. We sat bathed in the warm light of evening, just the two of us leaning gently against one another, shoulder to shoulder. The sun set, and we still didn't leave. We watched in silence, and as the darkness deepened, and one by one the lights of the town began to flicker on. There's still one thing I don't get. To be honest, it's the biggest mystery as far as I'm concerned, and also the only one that's really important. It has to do with June and Akane. 9 years ago she died in the incinerator on the Gigantic, but she's still alive now as June. But how? Was it because I tapped into the morphic field set and saved her 9 years ago? Alright, let's say that makes some kind of insane sense. If I did that, then how do I make sense of what Seven remembers? Snake makes sense. He's blind. He couldn't have seen her body anyway. But Seven, he said he was sure he saw it. Does that mean there's some kind of historical discrepancy? Or wait, maybe that's not it at all. There is one other logical explanation. Was what you told me the truth, Seven? You look satisfied. No, no way. He couldn't. Hey, look over there. There's somebody next to the road. Huh? Well, hello there. What the hell is she doing there in the middle of nowhere? The burning gaze of Nevada sun pounded down in her head. The desert around her rippled with heat. Standing there on that shimmering plain was a woman, her arm out and her thumb up. It would not be long before Junpei realized who she was. Don't tell me. It's Alice? What? Is it really like totally end now? Are you... Oh, I should have pressed something. Are you serious? Great. Okay, you can save, but I actually had already have all the endings, so that's all. Okay. Okay guys, I said that it was crazy before the credits, but now I feel even more crazed out. Yeah, I have to spend some time just thinking about what I have experienced. That was a very long journey. I mean, almost 4 hours. My throat is probably bleeding right now from talking so long, but that was worth it. I really like this game, and I can't wait to play the continuation, so stay tuned if you are interested. Yeah, that's it for this game. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everyone, and I hope to see you in some of my other playthroughs, especially hope to see you in the Virtue's Last Reward. Bye.